Chat, we're gonna watch a video that I saw earlier, but I haven't watched any of it. It's this one here, big drama about hardcore servers for classic WoW. So there was a video that we watched last week. It was kind of a just kind of a funny video. It was a very sarcastic video that a guy posted about hardcore servers and how they need to get rid of trading and stuff like that, because he basically just made a mockery of what people are going to do. Like, he pre-traded mooncloth bags and like all these level 1 pieces of gear with like Fury weapon or Crusader or something like that on the weapons, so that he was just like one-shotting everything up through like level 10. And he was just very sarcastically saying, wow, so difficult and stuff like that. So he made a very strong point that they need to outright get rid of trading and stuff like that. Then he even went and got the buff in Booty Bay. So it was a very well done video. I have no idea what Solheim Gaming is doing. We've watched several of Solheim Gaming's videos in the past. He's a European, actually, I believe Norwegian, or sorry, he's from Norway. But he
This video, I'm gonna hit you with a trigger warning, drama, and hardcore server rules. Whenever talking about rules for official hardcore servers, some people are bound to get pissed off, so this is your one trigger warning. Go grab something to eat and drink, or something relaxing, and try not to get triggered too much. I should also state that I have personally been in the hardcore community pretty much from the very start.
Trigger warning.
I have one level 54 and one level 60 on the current classic era community hardcore servers. Someone thinks I'm completely new to this challenge and have never played it before.
So I've never actually heard the tone of his voice like this. This actually sounds like this is a very serious video for him.
Whether I'm just riding a hype train or whatever, I just wanted to mention that to set the stage. Alright, I guess it's time to talk about some drama. Official hardcore servers were announced by Blizzard last week, and even though this is something we should all be incredibly excited for, it's pretty much split the community, and it's starting so much drama, to the point where people just...
I've not heard any drama. Have you guys heard any drama about hardcore servers being launched? Like, I don't think I've actually heard any drama.
Straight up insult each other for having different opinions than their own. So
for having different opinions than their own. I haven't heard any of this. Maybe I'm just out of the loop, but yeah, I've heard like disagreement on what should be on the server and what shouldn't be, but I haven't actually heard any actual drama, so I'm not really sure what he's talking about.
So, let's have a chat. Exactly what drama am I talking about? Well, Blizzard said during the announcement that they felt it was not right for Blizzard to impose on the server by adding any additional rules beyond having one live, while also saying they wanted to preserve the social element of the game itself and focusing on the social parts of Classic, delivering a social experience.
Okay, so yeah, that's what Blizzard's done. They've made a hardcore server where it just makes it so that if you die, you can't res. I think the only thing that I've heard is people upset that if they died of something stupid like being disconnected or something like that. That's just, you know, there's no way to fight that or to, you know, put it in a petition to have it overturned. And of course there's not. Like, who wants to do that? Who wants to actually be the person that has to go through all these BS petitions to, you know, have their death overturned and then actually would have the authority to do that, right? So Blizzard's not going to do it.
Basically, allowing you to play on a one live server.
Someone mentioned a split in the community with playing official hardcore servers and people using the add-on on top to further add rules and more strict, something like that. Well, there's going to be different like rule sets depending on what kind of hardcore run you want to do, right? For a salary, you would. That's exactly why Blizzard will never do it, though, High Warlord, right? Because they don't want to pay somebody a salary to do it. So he hasn't actually got to what the drama is, I guess. But I'm assuming it has to do, obviously, with Blizzard's servers.
Server in the way that you personally want to play. Now, even though they didn't really confirm any server rules or took anything away, it was a vague way of saying things.
Well, they did confirm that the only thing that they were going to do was make it so that your character, if it died, it could not res. And I believe they specifically said that they didn't want to like have anything else to do with the rules. It was a community event, and they were going to leave it at that and allow the community to handle it. Which,
and this
I'm not going to lie, is one of the best things I've seen Blizzard do in a number of years. There was also the duel to the death thing, which is honestly kind of cool. But aside from that, it's a hands-off thing. They're going to let the community run it. It's a community-driven event, and Blizzard is not going to try and take it over.
really hints towards grouping, trading, and auction houses being available, which has sparked an absolute frenzy from a part of the community. Basically, you have two different types of players that are going to war against each other, where one is very vocally against the other one. And I want to preface this by saying
Again,
that
I haven't really
will
heard.
enjoy hardcore no matter what happens.
I haven't heard people being like violently against each other. I haven't actually heard this, so maybe I just kind of keep to my own stream. But I haven't heard anyone like being that
Rules or no
over it.
rules, it will be fun no matter what.
Hold on, let's do something here. Is there any way to set it so it automatically goes to 1080p?
So to summarize the two groups of people, group number 1 wants to have the current rules that we have when we play hardcore, with the hardcore add-on, which basically enforces a very strict rule set for a solo self-found challenge, meaning no grouping, no trading, and no auction house. Group number 2.
I don't know that this is entirely correct, because I know I am doing no grouping, no auction, no trading, only solo. I know there's people out there that are doing duos and trios. I think it's a cheap way to get to 60, because how do you not get to 60 when you got 3 people in the group? One's a healer, one's a tank, and one's DPS or something? Like, how do you not, like, you're just mowing down mobs. What are you dying to here, you know?
Wants to have what it looks like we are getting, a regular classic WoW experience with one life, where they can play the game in the way they want to play the game. Now, here's where I am going to trigger some people.
Because there are hardcore rules, that's why. Like, you know, like some people have suggested allowing trading. That's not hardcore anymore. I jokingly say that that's suddenly softcore, and nobody likes softcore anything. Like, hardcore is just better, and it's called hardcore. If you allow trading, you've like the video that we watched the other day where a guy was trading a bunch of stuff to himself, like mooncloth bags and magic level 1 weapons and stuff like that. Like, it just eliminates all that stuff. So anyone that's arguing, here I am actually proving his point, that people are getting very argumentative over this stuff. I guess maybe he's right. When you see stuff like that, it's very clear that trading needs to not be in this version of the game.
The group that wants to have the rules we currently have with the hardcore add-on is basically who's starting all the drama, trying to gatekeep the word hardcore and saying if trading is allowed, there's no challenge anymore, you can do it blindfolded, just buy epics and enchants, and everything Lamau, it will be so easy WTF. After playing hardcore for about 500 hours in the last 2 months, yeah, I'm no-lifing a bit, I know, even still I'm having fun, and after being a part of the hardcore community since it came out, I can tell you this, 95% of the deaths that I've seen are due to mistakes. You misjudge a scenario, you pull something wrong, you run into too many mobs, you overestimate yourself, or you make one out of a million different mistakes, which makes you die. In 99% of those scenarios, you would have died no matter what gear you have. I have seen a warrior loot edge masters,
I mean, I agree with him that a lot of people die to stupid mistakes, but I disagree with him in the fact that characters that have better gear are gonna die 99% of the time anyways. That I don't agree with. If your character is super geared, you can have a much easier time getting out of stuff. Who's confusing Iron Man and hardcore? Hardcore is forcing your challenge. Stop forcing your rules on who? Me? Hardcore has always been about like no trading and stuff like that. Hardcore World of Warcraft, anyways. I don't know what Iron Man is completely different from hardcore, like completely different. Iron Man, you can't even use magic items.
After an hour, I've seen a Retribution Paladin loot an epic axe appropriate for his level, and then die very quickly after equipping it. I've seen a fully raid geared warrior die in the open world in a level 50 zone. Like level 60, fully raid geared Naxxramas character, probably not Naxxramas.
Yeah, but just because you've seen one warrior that's fully decked out in 60 gear does not mean that it's not a hell of a lot easier for someone who's been traded extremely powerful magic gear to survive than somebody who's got crap gear. Like, let's be honest here. Just because you've seen it once doesn't mean that it applies a very like wide like blanket on everybody. Like you've seen it one time, great.
AQ or something, like had the entire raid gear and the tier set and everything, died in the open world due to once again misjudging something, doing a mispull, literally a mistake, right? Even though it was obviously over gear for the scenario. Am I trying to say trading will not make it easier?
The 100 health enchant alone, yeah, like early levels, or putting on Crusader on your weapons, or Fury weapon or something like that. Like it makes it a lot easier to level. If you have 3 mobs that suddenly jump on you instead of 2, which happens quite a bit. If you've got all this magic gear on you and it's fully enchanted and stuff like that, yeah, you better believe it's gonna be a lot easier to handle that than having way less stamina and way less, like spell power on your weapon and stuff like that. Like,
no, of course it will.
Yeah, rocket boots alone. Like, like, come on.
Not a complete moron, well at least I don't think so. With only 1 working brain cell, I have at least 2 brain cells working, and I am able to acknowledge that trading will have an impact. However, the impact will be much smaller than people are making it out to be. People are running around saying trading in Auction House will break hardcore, getting a level 60 warrior will be so easy, and it will be no longer be a challenge. Like,
okay, I can understand why he thinks that there's an argument now, because he's just dead wrong. Like, if you think that having somebody being able to go and buy you gear and then trade it to you on your character is not going to make things significantly easier, he's just wrong. Is it going to make it impossible for you to die? No, of course not, but nobody's saying that. But make it significantly easier, it will make it ridiculously easier. You'll have way more stamina, you'll have way more spell power, you'll have you'll have procs on your weapons. Like if you're a shaman with suddenly you've got Fury weapon or whatever it's called, like it's way easier to level with that. You're blasting mobs down.
Seriously, once again, after being here for 3 years and playing more hardcore than most of you probably ever will, 95% of deaths are due to mistakes, and no matter how much gear you had.
But a lot of those deaths were deaths with people that did not have gear that was traded to them. That's the whole point. Great, you've been playing hardcore for 3 years, so have a lot of us. But a lot of those deaths are people that are dying and none of them have had gear traded to them. Like none of them, if they've been following the hardcore rules. Trading means I can permanently store my account's gold on a character with 0% chance of death, bank alt it, and completely break the spirit. Exactly. Like you can trade items back and forth between characters. Oh wait, hold on, I've got this purple item, but I can't use it on my warrior. It's a great staff. I'm gonna bank it, and then I'm gonna trade it from that character, from my bank character, to my new mage that's that I'm leveling up, or whatever gear. Or I'm gonna make, suddenly you're gonna level up characters that are enchanters, and they're not even gonna be hardcore characters, so you don't even have to worry about deleting them. You're just gonna trade these magic items to my level 1 character, and then have that level 1 character, along with a bunch of gold, by the way, and then bank all that. Hold on. Do you know how much I would love to be able to trade with this character a bunch of gold and mooncloth bags? Like, do you know how much I would love to be able to do that? Get a way better gear than this polished walking staff? Like, look at my bank. Do you know how nice it would be to trade myself a bunch of mooncloth bags? I've got to actually save the silk cloth to use when I'm like level 54, 56, so that I can actually like use the cloth turn-ins to get XP. I would love to be able to do that. It would make my life a hell of a lot easier. 10 gold right now, that would be easily solved if I could just transfer the gold over from another character. Go to the auction house with my other character, and instead of having to go out and farm all this Khadgar's, all these herbs and stuff like that, I could just buy it off the auction house and then just trade it. And then you know what? Then I don't even need to take herbalism on this character. I can have alchemy, and I could have engineering. Or hell, why even take alchemy on this character? I could have that on my alt and make all the potions and stuff that I need on my alt character, and then have all these great potions and have engineering on my character and have all the magic gear. Like, how is this not how does this guy not see that it is not immensely easier? Is it impossible to die? No, of course not. Is it a lot easier? God, can you imagine if I had both target dummies and I had alchemy? Literally no one cares if you make... Well, I mean, literally people do, two dads. Like, honestly, if people are making it to 60 with trading items, it makes it ridiculously easy. Like, literally ridiculously easy. It is silly how easy it would be to get to 60 if you could just trade yourself a bunch of easy stuff. At like incredible gear. Two dads, you've been dead set. You've hated hardcore. You hated the road to Ragnaros. Like, you seem to have, like, I don't know, a beef with people that are doing, the people that are running the competition. Like, they couldn't have done really anything better than the way that they organized it. Like, getting to 60 with traded gear is obscenely easy. That all these rules you're putting in place to maintain the illusion of a challenge. Two dads, look at the deaths, man. Look at this. Like, I get it. You're the world's greatest hardcore player. You, two dads, are the world's greatest hardcore player. But look at these deaths, dude. The average person dies between level 12 and level 13. That's like literally the average. The average person, it is a challenge. Most people literally do not make it there on their first character. In fact, most people don't make it there on their first 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 characters. The average person, it is a challenge to. I'm sorry that it's not to you. But if you allowed these people, this dude, level 10, on a, like, I get it. It's, how do you die at level 10 or level 7, level 20? Like, I get it. It's easy for you. But look at all these people that are dying over and over and over again. There's a dude in my guild, the highest character he's ever gotten to is literally like level 22 or something like that. People die all the time. But if they were able to have items traded to them, it would be an absolute breeze for them. Can't walk with a bomb on MC. That means getting it is really tough raid. No, you're right, but there are people that literally can't do that, two dads. I mean, why don't we just make it so that people don't have to level at all? They just get to 60 and can say that they've got a hardcore character. You actually have to go through the process of playing a hardcore mode in order to be considered having a hardcore character. Otherwise, it's not hardcore anymore. Should we allow them to have deaths now? Like, where does it stop? Like, maybe we should allow them to bubble hearth or use soul stones and stuff like that. Like, it's got to actually be challenging. And when you start to take away or to allow people to do stuff like trading or buying stuff off the auction house or stuff like that, it makes it way too easy. I like seeing that there are people that can't get past this level. Do you know why? Because for those of us that actually get to 60, it is actually a bit of an accomplishment. The first 3 times I attempted hardcore, I died. It wasn't until the 4th attempt that I got a priest to 60. In fact, I don't know if I know a single person that got to 60 on their very first attempt. And the hardest part about doing hardcore is actually like remaining focused, because then when you are not focused, that's when you run into those situations where suddenly you're like in oh crap mode. But if you've got all this epic gear, it's a lot easier for you to get out of that oh crap mode when you got a ton more stamina. And you got way better magic gear with higher armor value, etc., etc. It's way easier for you to get out of that. Plus, on top of that, you don't even have to pick up anything like engineering, or I guess you would have to take engineering, but you could have both engineering and amazing pots as well. It's just way too easy at that point. Look at this, another dude. This guy's level 12. He didn't even die to Son of a Rugal. Hold on. He died in Silverpine. You guys can't see he died in Silverpine to a Ravenclaw slave. He's in Silverpine. Like, you would think, okay, maybe it was Son of a Rugal. That's not what he died to. These guys down here. What is this guy? Torn Druid, level 13. How do you die to a Cold Car Wrangler? You know, he probably got, like, I don't know, netted or something like that and had a bunch of cool cars suddenly around him. He's in the Barrens at level 13. He probably just barely died. If he had way better gear, like, could you imagine this guy had like straight up blues at level 13? Do you think he's dying to this Cold Car Wrangler? Probably not. Infinite target dummies, rocket boots. Yeah, like, you don't even have to level up leatherworking or anything like that. You just have your alt make it for you, or buy them off the auction house and just transfer them to you. You can't make everyone use the add-on so the add-on becomes useless. I honestly think that they should make it so that if you don't use the add-on, your character can't be verified and you just don't get included into the raids. That's me personally. I don't think you should be able to heal in hardcore raids. Well, you know what, Two Dads? If you want to play hardcore by that rule set, you can do that. Like that's way more than anyone else is doing, but you're more than welcome to actually put... Apparently there is big drama, Brainy. I didn't realize there was until we started watching this video. But what we're basically saying is you can make it as hard as you want, but there's got to be a baseline. You have to be following at least these baseline rules, which are like the simplest version of hardcore. One, no trading, no auction house, and no mailbox, and leveling to 60, don't die. Like that's literally... No, the baseline is also including no trading, no auction house, and no mailbox, Two Dads. That's got to be included, otherwise it's a joke. Like, I don't know why you're so dead set against people trading. Like, you're talking about how easy it is. Why are you advocating that we should just make this easier? Like, you said that it wasn't a challenge, but I mean, look how many people are popping up. Since we started this, I think 5-6 people have died. Only because you think it devalues your achievement. It does. And like most people agree with me. It makes it that much easier. These people are probably not dying if they had like purple enchanted gear. They're just not dying. What did this guy die to? This guy died to a Voidwalker minion in Durotar. Some people don't want to play hardcore. They want to play hardcore light. Let them. But what I'm saying is if they get to 60, they can't be included in raids. I mean, you can't tell people... you cannot play this way. They are more than welcome to level up whatever way they want on these servers. But if they die, their character can't get res. And I think that part of the baseline rules is that if you level up in hardcore mode, you have to not trade, not use mailbox, not use auction house, etc., etc. Otherwise, you just don't get invited to the raids. But if not being able to trade is too hard for you, which obviously it is for some people, it gives you a little bit of bragging rights because, like, look at all these people dying. Make add-on confirm guilt. I wouldn't have a problem with that. If they had made the add-on confirm that you actually followed those rules, I think they should do that as a baseline for like hardcore. In fact, I think they should make the add-on so that it detects if there's anything that's been added to your character since you, like, when you start the add-on. If there's anything added to your inventory that is not there on a fresh character, it immediately invalidates it. Isn't getting to 60 in hardcore for the achievement the whole point? Yes. And like, I guess what they're arguing is they want to be able to get to 60 without actually doing the hardcore, like the hardcore mechanics. Not enforce your rule set on the... But this isn't the base game anymore. It's the hardcore rule set. It's not... Like, you're still able to play your version of vanilla on classic era or a fresh server if it comes out or something like that. Like, it's not it's not the base game anymore. It's a different version of the game. So I'm not enforcing anything on fresh vanilla or anything like that. This is a different version of the game. I think that's maybe where we're disagreeing. Or Blizzard should add these. I wouldn't have a problem if Blizzard added those features. But I do think the add-on should detect whether or not your character has had anything added to your character, whether it's, bags, gold, magic gear. Like, if there's anything in your inventory before you turn on the hardcore add-on that should not be there on a fresh character, your run is immediately invalid. Immediately. And which shouldn't be a problem, because if you're level 1, it takes 5 seconds to redo your character and start again and actually do it properly, right? So I wouldn't have a problem with that personally. But being able to trade gear to yourself just makes it a little bit ridiculous. Servers should be permadeath and nothing else. Any other requirement should be community enforced via add-ons. Well, that's what they're doing, Two Dads. We agree. That's exactly what Blizzard is doing. But I think the add-on via the community should include what I said. Should all agree that if trading is allowed, bots will rule. Well, that's a whole other issue. I mean, maybe now that people have seen that video, Nixon, maybe they will make the add-on to do that. In fact, maybe I'll send a message to Cargos and ask them, hey, is there any way that you guys can make the add-on so that if the characters have anything added to it after creation, like the add-on's got to be started basically immediately as soon as you come into the world. Let's continue watching
you
the
would
video.
still have died. The only levels where gear really brings in a huge boost is level 1 to 30. After that, the noob filter really sets in. And another point that I want to bring up is this one. Where are you going to get all the gold? Once again, people are using the argument of people will be running around with Crusader enchants at level 1, full world epics by level 40, mooncloth bags, and full consumable.
Okay, where are you going to get all the gold? Well, on the hardcore servers with one life and stuff like that, things will first of all cost less. So it will be easier to get a lot of these enchants and stuff like that. Like you'll be able to afford it. Assuming there's probably going to be bots. Like I think he's assuming that there's going to be no bots on the server. I promise you there probably will be. And if you allow trading, it makes it a lot easier to actually buy gold and then buy the stuff that you need. Exact reason for why you do not want trading goes directly against exactly what he's arguing for. The whole idea that, you know, like you can't get this stuff, the second you allow trading, it makes it way easier for bots to operate on the server, and it makes it way easier for you to actually do exactly what we're talking about.
You do realize that items are not free on the auction.
After 7 days, it'll be G2G. Yeah, exactly. There'll be people buying gold, and then you can, because you can use your mailbox, you can have it traded, you can just have it immediately sent to you. So you can buy anything then.
House, right? It actually costs gold. Hardcore servers are starting from scratch. Nobody has anything at level 1. It will take months to build an economy where we are getting full epics.
It won't. You will literally have bots farming gold starting at level 1, and then every time they go to town, they'll be transferring whatever gold they get to one character that's sitting in Orgrimmar. Like, don't think that this isn't going to happen. It will most definitely happen.
Full bags, Crusader at level 1, and mooncloth bags is even possible. Like, we're talking months, we're talking at least 6 months down the line, maybe a little bit quicker, but you get my point, and it's going to be expensive as fuck. So you're going to have to go out and farm that gold, in which case, you are playing the game, which I personally don't see any problem with. Let's look at it from a different perspective. Player A wants to buy full enchants for his level 1 character and level fast. He farms gold for 100 hours to do this, and he buys the...
Okay, he doesn't even have to farm the gold himself. Let's be clear, there will be bots on this server. The second you allow trading, there will be bots on this server. And end of story, and I don't even know how this guy's like trying to argue that there won't be, and that people won't immediately be buying gold. You could have 100 gold on the website for $100, and people will buy that.
The best items for level 1 to level 20. Player B wants to do the solo self-found challenge and does not have to farm for 100 hours. He can...
This guy has no clue. Usually Solheim has decent videos. I strongly disagree with this one though. Won't there be anyways leveling bots? There will be leveling bots, but if you don't have allowed trading or auction house users or mailbox, it's like how do you trade items from them? You know, how do you buy gold from them? How do you, you know, that's exactly the point. So if you don't allow trading at all on the server, how do bots operate? I hope if they ban trading, they ban it completely, even at 60. So every raider has to be an alchemist and an enchanter just to enchant their own gear. Well, I think you're going to decide whether you want to be an enchanter or you want to be an alchemist. It's going to be one or the other. They will still level up characters. Yeah, High Warlord, they can attempt to, they can level up characters, but if they can't trade with people and make it so that they can give you items that you want to buy, then that's like what a bot's gonna do.
Literally start right away.
So hold on, player A, full enchants, full gear. So he's asking what is easier to level? Come on, are we serious?
Personally don't see any problem with. Let's look at it from a different perspective. Player A wants to buy full enchants for his level 1 character and level fast. He farms gold for 100 hours to do this, and he buys the best items for level 1 to level 20. Player B wants to do the solo self-found...
It needs 4,000 gold, very simple. I just buy it off G2G.
Challenge, and does not have to farm for 100 hours. He can literally start...
Hold on. I don't have to farm for 100 hours. I literally buy it off G2G, and then I have it in my hands in 1 hour.
Right away. By the time player A has farmed all his gold and starts his character at level 1, player B will already be level 40 or level 50.
No, he won't. He'll be like level 5. 7 maybe.
Player A will be level 1, but he will be very strong. Who's really winning here? And moreover,
I feel the best would be trade it within your own account only, like being yeah. But even then, Rich Dog, you're still able to trade to your character with a bunch of easy items, like to make it easier. I know Two Dads is suggesting that it's already too easy, and for a lot of people it is, but for all these people that are dying, it's not. It's actually they're finding it really difficult to even get to level 20. Like, look at these deaths: 7, 11, 12, 10, 7, 22. Yay, this guy, hey, dude, you made it. 13, 28, dude, oh my god, warrior, like, you actually did well. 21, 7. Like, look at this. Most people are actually finding it really difficult to get to level 20. So why make it super easy for them? Like, make it a challenge.
why would player B care about how player A chooses to play the game, and vice versa? Why can't both players have fun in their own way?
Because we want it to actually be a challenge and be considered hardcore. Like, how about this? How about player B levels up on a server that is not a hardcore server, and then he can play whatever way he wants? Like, this, you know what annoys the... I can't swear because this is going to be a YouTube video. I'm trying not to. But you know what annoys the hell out of me? Is when somebody goes and plays on a server that's, and you know, a certain type of game, and we'll consider like hardcore, the hardcore gameplay, and then they're like, well, I'm going to play this version of the game, but I don't like these rules. And a perfect example is when people go to PvP servers and then complain that there's PvP, and they're like, well, I don't want to play that way. Dude, you're playing on a hardcore server, and those are the rules. And you're like, well, I don't want to play on those rules. I want to play on in a rule set that makes the game stupid easy and get to level 60 and still say, why I made a hardcore character. No, you didn't. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous for it to even suggest this stuff. Rocket boots. Gee, I wonder, like, would rocket boots help you get out of trouble? Like, here's a perfect example. This guy's actually got rocket boots listed here. And it is suggesting that rocket boots aren't going to make it stupidly easy for you to get out of trouble? Like, never mind the rest of this. Max out first aid, like, full consumes. Where you could have somebody trade you the best potions in the world. You don't even have to be an alchemist. Fully enchanted. You know how much I would love to have, like, spell power enchant on my weapon and stuff like that? And then if I got into trouble, like, 5 mobs were attacking me, just rocket boots out of there. Have you ever seen like video clips of people that are dying? This dude, level 26. People like having 5 mobs on them. You see videos of them all the time where it's like, oh, this guy's got 4 mobs on him. He's in deep trouble. Do you imagine if they had rocket boots? No problem. Pop the rocket boots.
The fact is, like, player A wants to enjoy the game and finds enjoyment in being overpowered during the early levels. Once again, referring back to the level 30 being the noob filter, he can have fun from level 1 to level 20 or 30, one-shotting absolutely everything from level 1 to level 10, and then he will die at level 30. How does that impact you?
Wait a sec. Wait, what? Hold on. I've never watched a Solheim video where I'm
enjoy the game and finds enjoyment in being overpowered during the early levels. Once again, referring back to the level 30 being the noob filter.
So what I like about this is he suggested this guy player B is going to get to level 40 before this guy gets to level 30, but then suggests that the player A with all this extra crap is actually going to die at level 30 instead of level 40. So this character player B is just automatically a better player or something like that. Like that in itself makes no sense.
He can have fun from level 1 to level 20 or 30, one-shotting absolutely everything from level 1 to level 10, and then he will die at level 30. How does that
Why will he die at level 30? Why will he die at level 30 if he's got rocket boots and the best full consumes that you can possibly buy? Like, why?
Impact you. Player B wants a challenge. Both can get exactly what they want. It doesn't need to be a...
Dude, because you're playing it, literally playing a challenge in the game. Like, that's what it is. If you don't like hardcore rules, don't play the game. Play classic era, play, you know, whatever, play on a private server. But sitting, like, you're agreeing to play a very basic rules to hardcore is that you can't trade no auction house. Like, it's very basic rules, and they're there for a reason. It's because it makes it more challenging. Otherwise, like, you honestly think that having rocket boots is not going to make it's stupidly easy? Why is this guy dying at level 30 if he's got rocket boots on?
An us versus them environment here.
Maybe he's thinking the Alodar is playing the character. Yeah, that's why he's dying at level 30. This guy's takes are bad. Usually, I like his videos. This one I just strongly disagree with. Like, I think that There's got to be a baseline set of rules to say, okay, you are actually a hardcore character. And if you can't follow just the very minimum, then I actually like Solheim, but disagree with him on the. I actually usually like Solheim as well, but this one I am very strongly disagreeing with him. Like, you need to have a baseline.
By Blizzard giving us servers with one premise, aka one life or death equals a ghost, it is then up to the community to come up with challenges like solo self-found to spice up the gameplay if they want to, but the server itself should fit, or it will fit everyone who wants to play some iteration of hardcore, which is literally...
And again, if somebody wants to level up and not follow the baselines, that's fine. I'm not going to say we need to stop him. What I am saying is that at level 60, that character should not be allowed to raid. Fine, you made it to level 60. Congratulations. You did a softcore tune up to level, not a hardcore, but you did a softcore tune up to level 60. But at that point, no. That's as far as you go. They can't be invited to any hardcore raids.
What a MMORPG server should aim to accomplish. I honestly can't help but feel like player B in this scenario, aka the fictional player that I made up in this video to represent the people who want to impose the current solo self-found rule set to the official hardcore servers, think that getting to level 60 is such an impossible mountain to climb, and they need other people to complete the challenge the same way they did, otherwise they are not worthy of playing hardcore or something. Literally.
No, nobody's saying that nobody's worthy of playing hardcore. Everybody's worthy of playing hardcore by the hardcore rules. Like, what is so hard about that? I don't understand it. If you want to make up like some rules for your own, fine. Call it something else though. Don't call it hardcore. But like, every game has a base set of rules that people, play, and it could be anything, like Monopoly. It could be anything. But if you don't want to play by the rules, play a different game. Like, play a different version of the game. If you want to make up your own style of leveling up and call it something else, call it softcore, call it Solheim rule set or whatever, fine. Stay Safe is making up his own version where you have to, like, I can't remember what it's called. It's actually really cool, where you have to build up points in order to open up different zones and stuff like that. It's actually really cool. I don't have a problem with people doing that. But if you can't get to 60 with a very basic minimum set of rules, then your character shouldn't be considered hardcore, and it shouldn't be allowed to raid in these hardcore raids. Why is that a problem? If you trade at 60 or software, I actually, you know what? If people wanted to have like a raid of people that couldn't do that, two dads, that would be an extra bonus. Like, what I'm saying is the very minimum for your character to actually be considered a hardcore character, you should not be allowed to trade at least until you get to 60. But if you want to implement rules that make it even tougher, I would be fine with that. By all means, go ahead. But what I'm saying is, for people that are leveling and trying to say their character is hardcore, let them level on the server. But if they get to 60 and they've been trading all this gear and stuff like that, I don't think that they should be allowed to do the raiding. That's like with the actual hardcore guilds. Like, I just don't think that it should happen.
Gatekeeping the hardcore community, or try to keep people away from it, while that is so antithetical to what a MMORPG should be about in the first place, and also very antithetical to what classic WoW has always been about, which is helping each other and socializing. One of the many...
Hey, but that is classic vanilla. This is called hardcore. It's a different style of game. Like, why? See, here's the problem is that he doesn't understand is this is a different rule set to the game. And now he's trying to turn it into classic, which it is not. It is not classic WoW. And again, if you don't like that rule set, don't play on the server, or don't call your character hardcore. It's really that easy.
Reasons why I returned to hardcore recently was in fact my love for the challenge and my love for the community, and the community helping each...
If that's your reason for coming back, why are you advocating for, like, why are you advocating to make the challenge not challenging?
Other during the leveling process in guild chat and hardcore chat and so on, being very helpful, very welcoming, and so on. But lately, that has shifted to a more toxic environment where it's more gatekeeping focused, less helpful, and more trying to push others down, rather than helping each other up, and it's shifted more and more from a respectful and welcoming community, more to a community that is trying to keep people away from joining it. Now I'm hoping that
No, we're open to everyone joining the community and doing the hardcore challenge, which has a certain set of rules. Like, why is that so hard for people to understand?
that didn't come across too harsh, because I seriously do love hardcore overall. I'm enjoying it every single day. I'm streaming it on Twitch. I believe you can see how much I love the game. I just hate this gatekeeping mentality that people have, which reminds me so much of elitism, which has always plagued this game, and I desperately don't want to see that in.
Like, I think this guy's missing the point of hardcore. Like, it's supposed to be a challenge, and the challenge is this set of rules. Like, why? I honestly, I'm actually, like, this is the only time I've actually heard this argument. I've never actually heard this until I've watched this video. Like, I just do not understand where, like, the confusion is. It's not gatekeeping. It's, like, literally, hey, we want to try a different rule set to the game. These are the rules that we would like to have so that it's more challenging. Oh, hey, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I want to join that, but wait a second. I don't want to play by the rules.
The simple fact is, if you want to keep using the rules we currently have with the add-on, you can keep using the add-on on official hardcore servers. There's absolutely, literally nothing stopping you. There's an argument I see online saying having access to grouping, trading, and the auction house will destroy the hardcore servers, which is simply not true because it
No, you know what? I don't care if people want to use trading and stuff like that on the hardcore servers. That's fine. Those players, those characters should not be allowed to raid when the hardcore raids start up. It's really that simple, actually.
never has. We are currently playing hardcore on Classic Era, Bloodsail Buccaneers,
Let them level up and they can have softcore raids.
and Hydration Waterlords mostly, two regular Classic realms where trading is available, the auction house is available, and grouping is available. That being said, we are using an add-on to restrict the use of it, but the features, they are available. And here's the kicker, you can use these features and still complete the hardcore challenge with a verified run, as the hardcore Lua file is very easy to edit if you spend 5 seconds online googling how to do it. So at this point, not using the auction house, trading or grouping are personal rules that you impose on yourself for a personal leveling challenge, which you can still do on the official hardcore servers without imposing those rules onto everyone else at the same time. Because the simple fact is, people play the game differently, and you have no say in telling me how I should have fun, just like I have no say in telling you how you should have fun, and playing the game should be about having fun. One of the beautiful things about having an official hardcore server with only one main rule, having one life, is that the community can come up with several new challenges based on that one baseline rule, allowing for the future use of Stay Safe's Soulman challenge, Solo Self-Found challenge.
Yeah, Max, I was just gonna get into that. Like, he's basically saying that, hey, yeah, you can still do this challenge and cheat. Like, come on, man. I didn't realize that this was going to be so, like, come on, man. Like, it's just a baseline set of rules. And if you want to do different challenges on top of that, then fine. Like, if you want to play on the server and not, like, use the add-on and not go by hardcore rules and level up a character and only have to worry about dying, that's fine. But don't call yourself a hardcore character. Don't expect to get to level 60 and be like, hey, yeah, I got to level 60, now I want to raid. Like, it's part of the challenge. Part of the challenge is actually getting to 60. And he's like, oh, well, I'm not going to play by the hardcore rules. I'm going to make it my own. And then I expect that you're going to, everyone should just be accepting of me and allow me to raid with these people. Like, it just makes it way too easy then at that point.
Challenge, Iron Man challenges, PvP challenges. It's basically Blizzard giving us a server with one rule that would fit into so many different challenges.
Play the game how you want. Yeah, like, I'm not going to tell Solheim, hey, listen, play, you know, you're not allowed to play the game the way you want. It's the same as like, you know, people telling me that, hey, you can't play the game. I'll play the game however I want as well. But if the rules are that you have to, you know, not have this in order to be considered a hardcore character, those are the rules. I'm not going to go around and, like, have myself boosted or whatever, and then get to 60 and say, hey, look at me, I'm a hardcore character.
And would make sure these servers stay here for a long time. By adding multiple rules onto the server, like only trading at level 60 or not allowing grouping and so on, you are massively restricting the core server itself, and in return you're actively discouraging people who want those aspects available from being able to play on that server. There's one more comment.
I don't actually know that I have too much of a problem with them playing on the server. I just have a problem with them calling their characters hardcore. I mean, I personally, I would prefer that they actually did full out restrict these things on the server. No trading, no auction house, that sort of. I would personally prefer that they did it. But at the very least, if you get to 60 and you haven't abided by the very basic rules of no trading, no auction house, no mailbox, whatever, then you should not be allowed to raid with the hardcore raids.
I've seen coming up once or twice, which is, if you want trading and grouping, go play regular classic, as if people are not allowed to enjoy the concept of having one life and trading plus grouping at the same time. And that is the equivalent of people saying currently in Wrath of the Lich King, if you want Dungeon Finder, go play retail, which is just the dumbest argument I have ever seen in any discussion in all of my life, and I'm absolutely amazed.
No, the dumbest argument I've heard is this video. I don't like to bash people when because he probably put in a lot of effort.
Lich King,
the opinion is
if you want Dungeon Finder, go play retail. Enjoy the concept of having one life and trading plus grouping at the same time, and that is the.
Here's another opinion of his that I think is absolutely I'm not going to get into Dungeon Finder in this because I'll just go on for a rant with that as well. But if he doesn't understand why people don't like Dungeon Finder, he's like just not listening to the other side of the argument, which he's also doing in this video, actually, by the way. Like, the entire video is literally him just not listening to what the other side of the argument is. Like, we don't want it to be an easy challenge. It's supposed to be a difficult challenge. Why make it easier? So that all these people, which you guys probably haven't, like, all these people that are dying, like, non-stop, it would be super easy suddenly. Look at this guy, level 45. We should ask him if he had rocket boots, you know? Like, these people here, could you imagine if they always had rocket boots to get out of trouble? Come on.
Equivalent of people saying currently that is the equivalent of people saying currently in Wrath of the Lich King, if you want Dungeon Finder, go play retail, which is just the dumbest argument I have ever seen in any discussion in all of my life. And
no, it's not. There's actually a reason why people, and the fact that after all these years of people arguing back and forth that he doesn't understand what the other people's point of view is, speaks volumes. Like, he's just not listening.
I'm absolutely amazed how these people even found out how to leave a comment in the first place. Stop gatekeeping the hardcore word around it.
Stop gatekeeping, shot. Like, how about you just follow very basic rules? Hey, I'm gonna go play soccer, but instead of like following your rules, I'm gonna make up my own rules. I'm tired of being called offside. Don't gatekeep me. Don't keep me from playing the type of game that I want to play. I'm gonna cherry pick and just hang out at the opposing, just in front of the other opposing goalie, and just get easy goals all the time. It's called football. Listen, don't gatekeep me, Nixon. I'll call it whatever I want. I'm going to make up my own rules. And the first rule is it's called soccer. Like, literally every sport, every game, every video game, there are rules. No, I don't like the fact that, you know, there's this rule in this sport. I don't like this version of offside in hockey. I'm going to make up my own version, and you can't stop me. Okay, I'm just going to play this way. Wait, why is the ref blowing the whistle, man? Why is the ref blowing the whistle? I'm playing the game the way that I want. Why is the ref stopping the game and telling me that I can't blow the whistle? You know, I'm going to grab the soccer ball and pick it up and continue. Oh, wait, what are you blowing the whistle for? What do you mean it's a handball? I don't play with handballs in my version of soccer, man. What are you talking about? I want to make it easier. I want to be able to handball in soccer, right? I want to play like the Argentinian guy. Well, I can't remember his name right now. I want to play like the Argentinian guy and handball goals during the World Cup and win the World Cup. I'm going to make up my own rules, man. I'm going to make up my own rules, and you can't stop me. I don't know if Solheim will ever see my response to this video. I don't know if he does. If you're watching this, dude, I usually really enjoy his videos. I do think he puts in a good amount of effort, quite honestly, but I think this video is way off the mark. So, anyways, if you enjoyed Solheim's videos, by all means, if you're watching this on YouTube or watching the my reaction video on YouTube, All his information will be down below. You're more than welcome to go to his channel and like and subscribe to his channel. If you like my commentary, which now this video is probably about an hour long. I thought this was going to be a 15, 20-minute video. I'm sorry. But if you enjoyed my commentary, please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel as well. You can catch me on Twitch and now also on, you can also catch me on YouTube. I dual stream on both. So you can catch me there, but twitch.tv/Alodar. I stream 5 or 6 days a week. And with that, thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.